Recorded live from the John Pacino studio inside of High Tech High School in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's the SN Network on WHIT Podcasting. Call and join the conversation at 201-589-0321. I'm your announcer, Elijah, and I'm your host, Jonathan Ibrahim.
Good afternoon. I'm your host, Jonathan Ibrahim, and with me today is Elijah Martinez behind the glass. We've got Mr. DePiro, and today's topic is the NFL schedule that was released yesterday.
It was released, and I am excited. We're getting closer to that time, and we should break down.
Yeah, it's crazy that in a few months it's about fall season again. I really get upset that only lasts like 6-7 months, and I really wish that it would just come sooner than later.
It's like an early Christmas.
Yeah, so on NFL Network yesterday, they announced the schedule for the upcoming year. And we have the Lions and Chiefs playing on Thursday night, September 7th at 8:20.
Chiefs are opening up to their obnoxious butt.
We also have the Lions over here with their powerful offense. They've been struggling with defense for the past few seasons. And Aiden Hutchinson was added to that defense last season when he was drafted in the 2022 draft.
Big help for them.
And he was a candidate for defensive rookie of the year.
He had like 5 interceptions.
Yeah, he
very versatile.
He was the only guy on that Lions defense. But now the Lions did a good job in the draft. They got rid of DeAndre Swift. They got rid of Jamal Williams, and their replacement running backs are now David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, a new rookie that they just got.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, he's a great pass catching back.
Which is basically DeAndre Swift. But I think, we got to see how it plays out. But so far, I think it was the right move to get rid of him.
We will. And another thing is that Jared Goff, he also had his best year last season, according to what he said in the post-game interviews.
He did. Statistically, he did.
Exactly.
I mean, he threw for about 30 touchdowns, I believe, over like about 4,500 yards.
He did better than the year he made it to the Super Bowl when he beat the Saints in the conference championship.
Exactly. With less star QBs in the NFC now, you can make an argument that if he keeps it up, he could be a top 5 QB in the NFC.
And him and Amon-Ra St. Brown, we have to say that they're a great quarterback and wide receiver duo in the league, and they could only make it better if they develop a lot more.
Not only that, develop that connection that they already have, and then who was suspended? Who's suspended?
Jameson Williams is suspended for the first 6 weeks of the game of the season.
So once they get him back, that's going to be even great to that offense. Defense, they got to step it up. They got to prove themselves because that Lions was surprisingly one of the best offenses in the league, but the defense was the reason why they kept losing.
Yeah, other than that, the Lions on offense are great. They have a top-tier O-line, and their running game is just going to be as good as when they had it. They also have Dan Campbell, who's coaching them. He used to be great back when he used to coordinate on the Saints. He was used to that Alvin Kamara, Sean Payton type of offense.
And he just brings that energy to that team.
Yeah, so the running game on this team is just going to be great with the split backfield. The defense is the only thing that has to be proven next year.
I was kind of shocked that they're going to open up against the Chiefs. This is great. This is a great test for them, honestly. I mean, start off the season, prove everyone that you're going to start off strong, especially against Mahomes. At home. Hey, this is a nice game. Start off.
It would be a great game, and due to the fact that Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes are great quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah.
If Jared Goff does play a good game, this would give us some good.
Give us a preview what to expect.
Yeah, this would give us some great.
We already know about Mahomes. We already know about the Chiefs. We know what to expect from them. They're going to be the same as last year. Well, the expectations are the same. They have a lot of players coming back. Chris Jones, Marquez Valdes-Scantling is there. Not too sure about the wide receiving core.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we're still not sure
about.
But
Mahomes can make it work. He made it work last year with Juju and MVS.
But now
McKinnon at backfield, Pacheco at backfield. Kelsey is Kelsey's there, so they're good. They're good.
Yeah, the O-line's still great. They still have a great pass rushing defense. Maybe their secondary just still has to get better.
Pass rush is not bad. Pass rush defense is pretty good. Chris Jones at the front, and then who else? What's his name? Orlando Brown, right?
Yeah. Oh, we also have Frank Clark on that defense. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, so they're good. They have a good kick. I mean, they're good all around. What can you say? Up next, the Bengals and Browns.
A divisional matchup right there.
We're gonna see a lot of divisional matchups.
That's gonna be a Sunday game at 1, along with a lot of other games. We have the Bengals and the Browns. That's one game that we won't be too sure about, and that game should honestly show what Deshaun Watson has been doing during the offseason, because he didn't miss over 2 years of playing football.
He came back. He obviously didn't play the best, but he didn't play that bad.
He honestly didn't. For someone who didn't touch a football for that long, it wasn't able to practice with any team.
He did well. I mean, he did average. I mean,
he did.
I mean, fantasy-wise, he put up like 15 a week. I mean, that's not bad for someone coming back from 2 weeks.
Yeah,
for 2 years.
Yeah, at least at least it's not like he played horrible.
No. And then he's got Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
there.
we
got
still
Elijah Moore now. He's got Elijah Moore now, who wants to make a name for himself, especially after the Jets. The Jets did him wrong because he did pretty well the 2 years prior, his rookie year, and then kind of got in the mix with Garrett Wilson and everybody else. So now he's with Donovan Peoples-Jones
and
Amari
Cooper and David Njoku.
Hey, that's not a bad
Kareem Hunt is still on the team up until now.
Yep. That's a good. And then Marquise Goodwin. Look at that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was there. And then the defense, similar. Myles Garrett. So that's a good team.
Great
all right.
team.
Texans,
No,
Ravens.
still good. Texans and the Ravens. Now, CJ Stroud was drafted to that team, and Will Anderson Jr., 2nd and 3rd overall picks.
Yeah, good picks.
In the first round.
Good picks.
And then the Ravens, then we have OBJ, who's now on the team. And Lamar has got that big contract. He's now, on average, the most paid quarterback per year.
No excuses now.
I mean, his only excuse.
No,
no
more excuses.
Well, I mean, now Zay Flowers is on the team. He was drafted, and he's a pretty solid receiver.
But yeah,
but players in their rookie years, they're not really,
which is fine. But
they're not really too certain.
The dude asked for a lot of money. He got it eventually. OBJ, he got OBJ, who's gonna try and prove himself that he's still elite, coming back from pretty scary injury.
Two ACL injuries.
Two ACL. Rashad, I mean, he's got, like you said, Zay Flowers, who has good work ethic. Very humble man. That's a good addition to that locker room.
And Mark Andrews.
And Mark Andrews. We can't forget about Mark Andrews, automatic top 3 tight end in the league. I mean, he's great. And then J.K. Dobbins coming back fully from injury.
He could be a breakout running back next season. We never know.
I mean, he's going to get about 15 to 20 touches a game.
And the O-line and the defense are still great. Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters make up a great secondary.
I don't even know Marcus Peters.
And Nelson Aguilar, I forgot to mention, is now on the team.
Marcus Peters, I don't think is there anymore.
He left?
I think he left.
During the offseason?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he's still on the team.
I think he left, dude.
Mr. DePiro, can you look up Marcus Peters, please?
Yeah, he left.
What team is he on now?
He's a free agent.
Oh, so he hasn't gone.
But
extended.
he hasn't signed anybody yet.
But the Ravens are still open to re-signing him. And I think they should.
They should. He's a veteran. Good cornerback.
Yeah, him and Marlon Humphrey, they were pretty good last season.
Marcus Williams, not bad. The defense is all right.
Yeah, defense is still top tier. Yeah, it's a top 10.
If they can play, everybody stays healthy, they're a good team. I mean, there's no excuses on Lamar.
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson just has to play
now. Yeah, Texans. Yeah, like you said, you talked about Texans. Now let's talk about the Bucs.
Yeah. So now we have the Buccaneers and the Vikings. This is actually going to be an interesting year for a lot of teams in the NFC South.
I think the Vikings. You know what? Kirk Cousins is not elite. Okay, he may have good games or he goes off stat wise, but he's not that dude. I mean, yeah, he's got Justin Jefferson, but they lost Dalvin Cook. Didn't they lose Dalvin Cook?
No, Dalvin Cook's still on the team.
He's still there.
Well, KJ Osborne also, we saw him do pretty good last season.
He's gonna become the number 2 guy in that team now.
And now we see Jordan Addison on that team.
They did draft.
Yeah, they did draft Jordan Addison.
Dude, okay.
He's a pretty elite receiver from the draft.
They don't look that bad.
And TJ Hawkinson's still there.
I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is the worst.
He improved a lot ever since he left the Lions.
Kirk Cousins is not the worst. He's going to be good for them, but not good to go far in the season. But we'll see. This game, I think this is against the Bucks. This is a rebuilding Bucks now. That is Brady's gone for his little, the short-term stunt that he had. Now it's Baker
Mayfield. And he said that he promised that he would play like himself and he would prove to the team that he is the franchise quarterback.
I mean, he has to play as himself.
Yeah,
he has to prove. No,
he's been a bust ever since he's
no
been
other
drafted.
team would give him a shot other than the Bucks. They're rebuilding right now. This is his shot. This is his last shot. I think so. This is his last shot to prove that he could stay.
And the offense is still great. Rashad White is still like, I have to say that he'll probably be another breakout running back next year in his sophomore year.
He's got
in the
Mike
season.
Evans there with him.
Chris Godwin. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin,
Russell
they're
Gage.
still balling out in the league.
So he has not bad offense. He doesn't have a bad offense. Defense.
Defense is still more than mid.
Yeah, last year though they weren't not good.
Yeah, let's just say that the Buccaneers as a whole they just weren't good.
They look okay. They don't look bad. They look okay right now, but not too sure about Baker. But they have a weak schedule because that division. Yeah, the division has the weakest schedule in the league, right? So the teams that he faced, he may do well against. Panthers, Falcons.
Another divisional matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers and Falcons. We now have Bryce Young, who is on the Panthers, and Adam Thielen, and also DJ Chark, who are on the team now, but DJ Moore is no longer there. In the Falcons, we have Desmond Ridder, who is going to be the starting quarterback for the team for now. And we have Kyle Pitts, who's going to be coming off the torn ACL. And now we have Bijan Robinson, who is on this offense with Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson.
Oh, they brought in Calais Campbell on defense.
They did.
And they brought in Jesse Bates.
But I still feel like this Falcons defense, they did draft a bit, but I still feel like they might not even be top 20.
No.
The O-line is great. The offense is
Jeff
great.
Okudah, I mean, that's a solid addition, but I remember he was drafted in 2020. He was drafted pretty high.
Yeah,
he hasn't been good yet. He hasn't been elite yet.
We could say that about a lot of players who just haven't been able to prove themselves because of the situation.
Maybe he'll do well. Calais Campbell is good. That's a great addition to that D-line. That D-line needs a veteran like him because they were terrible last year.
I have to say that Taylor Heineke would probably be a good backup for that team.
I think that was the right move. He got paid well.
Yeah,
2 years, $16 million. Washington obviously was not going to start him. They have Sam Howell and they have Jacoby Brissett. So him being there, they're gonna fight it out.
And now David Onyemata, who's now on the team, he was formerly on the Saints, and he was traded to the Falcons because the Saints no longer needed him, and the Saints decided to rebuild on the defense, only keeping a few of their vets like Demario Davis, Marshawn Lattimore, and Cameron Jordan. But yeah, he did go to the Falcons. We also got rid of Marcus Davenport, who I forgot to mention is now on the Vikings defense. He wasn't really that good on the Saints defense, but he would probably be able to prove himself now on the Vikings.
Right. And now speaking of Taylor Heineke, Cardinals Commanders. That is an interesting matchup.
It is because we're still unsure if Kyler Murray will be able to play by then.
We do know Chase Young will be back.
He's still recovering.
Chase Young will be back.
He will be. And we're still uncertain about who's going to be the Commanders' starter. Is it going to be Sam Howell?
It's probably going to be.
Or Jacoby Brissett.
They'll probably do what they did like in Cleveland.
I feel like Jacoby might have to.
He might have to start
for like a few weeks.
I mean, Sam Howell.
And see how it plays out.
Had that good game, but that was the last week of the season, and it was to Dallas. It didn't matter. They had nothing to fight for. He was just there to play. I mean, he did well, but they're gonna fight it. I think they're eventually gonna start Sam Howell.
They will.
But at first, they're gonna start. I don't know if he's your franchise guy. I don't know if he's a franchise guy yet.
Exactly.
We gotta see. But the smart option is to start Jacoby Brissett.
Colts Jaguars.
Yeah.
Two teams from this is also another divisional matchup, both from the AFC South. Jaguars proved themselves late in the season, they also made a great comeback against the Chargers when the Chargers blew a 27-0 lead
Yep.
in the first half
And kept it close with the Chiefs.
during the playoffs.
So I feel like that game is going to give you kind of a preview what to expect next year.
And now with Calvin Ridley on that team
that's
as well.
That's going to be a positive for that offensive team, especially that wide receiving core, because now Evan Ingram's at tight end. Great year. He had a good year last year, probably his best year in the league. Christian Kirk, great. They signed him last year. And then, like you said, Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones too. Running backs, Travis Etienne. And I forgot who else, but Travis Etienne starting. Solid O-line. Okay defense.
And let's not forget about Evan Ingram, who also proved himself during the last few weeks of the season.
So that team is a favorite to win that division. That division is weak. The Jaguars are a favorite to win that division. Colts, Jonathan Taylor's coming
There
back.
are a lot of questions, to be honest, on the
that
Colts.
division.
We still don't know if Anthony Richardson's going to start or if it's going to be Gardner Minshew above him.
Honestly, we don't even know if he's NFL ready.
Yeah, let's be honest, because
he
does.
positives,
he does have a history from when he was in college,
and he has a lot of negatives. Accuracy is compared to the average, it's a little weaker, so he needs to work on that. But I think he will.
Pardon the interruption.
But this game it'll prove what they're really about. Rams, Seahawks. Oh, wait. No, sorry. 49ers, Steelers. That's an interesting one.
I feel like Kenny Pickett is going to be a lot better next season.
I think so, too.
Because he's still under a great coaching staff. They drafted a lot under the offensive line and the defense, because the defense is filled with a lot of veterans. Not to mention, they are good, but they still need new guys. As a cornerback, they now have... I actually forgot as well.
I got it. Okay, I got it. Yeah, they drafted Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State.
Oh yeah, Joey Porter Jr. I remember when his father was giving him some wise words when he wasn't drafted in the first round.
He would have been, but if the Dolphins didn't forfeit their pick,
if they
due
did
to certain things. But solid pickup for them. Good offensively. Najee Harris has to come back this year stronger.
He did great during the second half of the season.
But I gotta give it to him. The offensive line wasn't the strongest last year.
No, and he also was playing through injury.
And he averaged like 3.5 yards.
Yeah, like he was limited at some point.
So Niners questions at QB too. It's a lot of questions about who's gonna start, Brock Purdy or Trey Lance. On one hand, you're going to give up on a kid that you just drafted 3 years ago. But on the other hand, Brock Purdy was the hottest. He's basically Jimmy G when he came in at first to that Niners team.
That's true.
So,
but I feel like any quarterback could honestly be good on the 49ers.
Either or. So,
and now Titans Saints. This is the matchup that I'm up for, because now the Titans no longer have Robert Woods. Their top receiving option now is Treylon Burks, and now Will Levis is now on the team after he was drafted in the second round. Now the Saints have Derek Carr, and they drafted pretty well.
I had the Saints as a favorite to that game.
Yeah, they definitely have to win that game.
The Titans are in rebuild. That's it. Ryan Tannehill is off to the sunset, basically. Mac Willis, right?
Yeah, Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. Very terrible with his passes. He was terrible. And
he only started a few.
Will
games.
Levis, some upside,
but he's more of a pocket passer. I feel like on the Titans, they need a mobile quarterback.
He can run when needed to. I've seen him run when needed to, but I don't know. That's Titans. A lot of questions.
Yeah,
Raiders, Broncos.
Another divisional matchup right here. A lot of divisional matchups during that week.
Jimmy G. That is, I think, a great addition to that team.
Jimmy G, I feel like a lot of people underestimate him, and they forget that he knows how to take a team to a Super Bowl, let alone ball with the team during the Super Bowl, because let's not forget that the Chiefs only beat them during the last few minutes of that Super Bowl back in 2019.
Yep, and he's a
2020,
system,
my God.
quarterback, and he's going to be good with
Davante Adams
and his coach.
Yeah, and also the rest of the offense.
New England. So that's already good, good work relationship right there. Devontae Adams is gonna be great for
Definitely
Jimmy
should
G.
be.
So he's happy with that. Josh Jacobs is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna put up the year that he had last year, but I think he'll be good enough. And the Broncos, Russell Wilson, I think will come back stronger. That team will be a contender.
I could see the Broncos finishing second in the
I see
AFC
it.
West.
I see them being a contender for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe playoff contenders,
know.
not the Super Bowl yet. Because
But-
as long as Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert are still in that division, it's still
But
going
if
to be
Russell
pretty
Wilson
tough.
goes back to how he was, MVP candidate, hey, they're not bad. And let's go quickly.
Eagles,
Let's go
Patriots.
through the rest of the games quickly.
Yeah. Now, just Eagles, Patriots. From what I've heard is that both of these teams, they both have the hardest schedules out of all 32 teams.
Eagles, yeah, obviously they're the winners.
And the
NFC East,
Patriots also have
Well,
the hardest schedule
the
in
NFC East
the
exceeded
AFC.
expectations. That division, everybody got above 7 wins.
They
So
did.
Eagles, they're gonna have it tough. They're gonna have it tough. I mean, I think they'll win in this game, but it's the Patriots. You don't know what to expect from them.
I just still don't understand why they're still holding on to Mac Jones. I feel
Yeah.
like he's not the guy for that team.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
the Eagles, this is a test for them for this year.
Yeah, this is a schedule that's going to prove if they're legit. Or not.
Yeah, and then the Rams, Seahawks, Geno Smith did also get a good contract.
Rams and Seahawks
now
are
that-
just I don't know. Rams are
They might come back next year.
yeah. You never know. Seattle's a question mark too.
They are.
Dolphins, Chargers, those are wild card contenders right there. Tua, who hopefully is one more concussion away from just calling it quits, and then Justin Herbert, who hopefully should stay healthy. He did, despite the injuries, he did throw above 4,000 yards. So,
And
and they
another
have
thing-
Quentin Johnson. Oh my God,
yeah,
that
they just gotta stay healthy and make some great
if they
calls.
stay healthy, Chargers are at least 11, 12 win team. I promise you this
Definitely.
right now.
I could see them making the playoffs
Definitely.
again. But now the Packers and the Bears who drafted a lot.
This is gonna be weird. I think the Bears could take advantage now that Rodgers is not there to own them.
Yeah, and let's make sure that Justin Fields just doesn't have all those weapons on the team just for him to scramble.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
but I think that might happen.
I see that he could ball a lot with DJ Moore, but then the Packers still
But
have a
I know
lot
what
of
he does.
struggles.
He gets nervous in the pocket. He just automatically scrambles.
But that also was because there was a bad O line, and he would see some big guys rushing
Yeah,
him. He
yeah.
would that was his only choice.
Cowboys Giants.
Great
Sunday
divisional
night game.
matchup right here.
I mean, Darren Waller is on that team. Daniel Jones got it. I don't know. He has to bounce. He's just.
Yeah, Dak honestly, I
don't know
feel
what to
like
say
maybe
about him anymore.
I feel like maybe it's because he plays on the Cowboys. It's
I
just
keep
like
getting
that.
on him, but I don't know.
But
he just has to prove it to me.
Elijah, I'm sorry to say this. I just feel like the Giants
I don't think we're
are
gonna,
gonna have a losing record.
No, we're
next
gonna
year.
have a hard season. I know we will.
Maybe Darren Waller and Daniel Jones would actually develop
But we'll
a great relationship on that
see.
team.
We'll see.
But then we have the Bills and the Jets
Ooh,
primetime
great.
Monday night game right here.
I think the prime
Aaron
time
Rodgers
games
now on the
to
Jets.
start off the season are way better than last year.
Yeah, they honestly are.
Bills
great.
Jets, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be at home here.
at MLS
Aaron Rodgers,
Stadium.
obviously, that's the biggest topic in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I feel like Josh Allen's gonna have to do a lot this year
That's
to
a marquee
prove that
matchup.
he's still a great quarterback. Well,
Yeah.
we all know that he's still a great quarterback, but he had a lot of stuff that he was struggling with last season. And I feel like Stephon Diggs, whenever he opens up the season, I feel like he does really good against whichever corner it was, whether if it's Jalen Ramsey, if it's Jair Alexander. Now he's going up against Sauce Gardner. I feel like this would be a great matchup between both teams.
This is
And
gonna be a good
Aaron
game.
Rodgers has to prove that his team is definitely going to make the playoffs. And I feel like there's a chance that they might be the best in their
It's
division.
gonna be a game. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
So we can't wait. Well, it's only a few. Well, it's
Only a
it's
few
still,
months away.
yeah, it's
so-
still a few months away,
Yeah.
and there are still trades and a lot of signings that are still happening up until now, and a lot of moves between these teams.
Exactly.
But
So-
we'll just leave it at that.
And
yeah.
thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
this-
thanks to our panel. This was the SN Network, ladies and gentlemen.
we will be back next week
We will be
talking
and
about an NBA.
yeah, we
playoffs.
will be about the NBA playoffs.
Thank you.
Have a great one, everyone.
Have a great weekend.